Hi Emily, taking a look at your stuff in a little bit more detail here. Um, so let's get into it. So one of the things I'm going to be paying attention to is kind of like, I know that this is storyboard stuff and these aren't exactly like thoroughly worked out keys or whatever. But here when Winter dips their head here and assumes this pose here, I feel like the head dip is like kind of large. I'm going to treat these as if these are your keys, you know, and it competes a lot with what Autumn is doing. I think that's Autumn. Forgive me if I'm calling the character by the wrong name, but yeah. So maybe keep this head dip to be kind of smaller, and if that's kind of an in-between pose to get to here, then when we do it, I think we're going to want some kind of like body adjust too, right? So like maybe from here to here, you know, they've moved over this way. Maybe they've moved a little bit further away from the speaker or something. But yeah, like we want we want this to be really motivated, and it's motivated by showing us a different attitude. So I don't know if it's too soon in the piece to be showing that this character is already kind of getting annoyed with how Autumn communicates or anything. But yeah, like maybe this is a good... So I don't know what the dip down in between is like, but I think like instead it should be kind of more of like a moving away kind of action. So when you get in there, when we're actually like locking down keys, I think that like make sure that we're animating kind of through like the whole body, and that we're like really thinking about motivations for some of the movements and stuff. This head dip down may be fine, but it would have to be like kind of like more of an in-between, I think, where the character's starting to move their pelvis over here. Maybe they kind of like, you know, maybe their body is kind of like, it's like the whole body is like doing overlap or follow through. I don't know if you want it to be that extreme, because what you don't, and then we have to show like the anticipation of the hand that's gonna do the fist on their side. This is, you know, not the best drawing. Your drawings are probably far better. But anyways, those are kind of my thoughts, that we like go from here into something like this, some kind of a little bit bigger, but not too broad, where we pull all the attention away from this character. And then you really want to think about, we'll think about like exactly where we want this to be as a reaction to the other character. Let me turn sound back on, because so far the other character doesn't seem super annoying.
Monday night, fly to Brussels, then on to Dusseldorf Wednesday morning. Wow.
So, but yeah, it's somewhere, I guess, in that line while they're talking. So now this character says, wow, busy schedule, right?
Wednesday morning. Wow, busy schedule. What do you do? Then...
Yeah, so what do you do? I think you need to wait. Wow, what do you do? Right, so all of these poses are great. Like, I really like how you're moving through all this stuff. It's really great. I think, though, that if Autumn moves this early, I mean, a lot of this will just be sequencing it. It's really going to distract, and that it's also going to feel like this character is going to have some reaction of like, why is this character running around while I'm trying to speak to them? Which happens later here, where they like kind of track them and follow them. So maybe we want to delay Autumn's big camera move, or big jump over this way, until that line is like fully finished and fully delivered.
Wednesday morning. Wow, busy schedule. What do you do? Then home again for 2 days, then back.
And in fact, on that line, then home again, wouldn't maybe be a great way to kind of like support the motivation for that, because it almost like mirrors what that character is saying, but it would have to be like faster than how you have it represented here. Like, there's the anticipation. Yeah, so I'd delay it and make it a little bit quicker, but I think I really like the posing and stuff that you have. like the arc that you're representing. I like that. I think most of your posing is like fantastic. I really like the line of action here, you know, even if like the feet are here. And I know that these are just your rough storyboard drawings or keys or whatever, but when we get in here to like really like lock these down, you know, you got really nice posing going on here throughout, Emily. It's really nice stuff. So this anticipation is fantastic. Here you get like this really nice like line of action into this arc, which is beautiful. And then this is still like continuing kind of that arc idea, which is fantastic. I love it. Um, and then I think maybe here I would more turn, and these are tiny notes, and I know that these are just storyboard roughs, but at some point this character, because this character feels like the whole time it's not really engaging with Winter. Also, this head angle on Winter looks like they're looking down here, so you have to make sure that it looks like that Winter's paying attention. So maybe something more like this is what I would do, like kind of to show that they're like engaging, making eye contact and all that. Just little things once we get more like. This is great. I really like this. That's really fantastic posing, I think. We'll you know, you don't want it to be twinned, but just like little arm adjusts will keep it. Like if this one's up higher and this one's down lower, it'll get rid of any sense of twinning that there is in the pose. But it's really great. I like the choice. And here, you know, it feels like the chest is more engaged in Winter, and then in the next pose, it feels like the chest like has rotated away and back away from Winter. I think that's really great, especially when she's looking off up here and they're thinking about like their schedule. Sorry if I said she. I'm sure I'll use the wrong genders all the time. It's not intentional. So what do you do for a living?
Bloody New York again. What do you do for a living?
I feel like he's getting mad. What do you do for a living? And I don't. So this is my take on that. Because the audio is calm, I think he should still be calm here. And we save that frustrated reaction a bit, you know? Especially if, like, we can show that they're getting frustrated, right? In subtle ways, but not have it be so, like, crazy pronounced yet. I think you have to save it. What do you do for a living? I don't know, whispers. And then this, I think this is enough of a frustrated thing where you don't need that like big aggressive gesture. This is just my suggestion. It's your piece, so you do what you feel is correct. But this is a great thing that you have here, that the hands on face, like that frustration. I don't know is great, but then Autumn kind of comes in a way that seems to be consoling him, and I'm not sure that that is also the right choice for this beat. Again, I don't fully understand the backgrounds and personalities of your character or anything. It could be more like this character is curious, like why is this guy frustrated with me? Like what's his problem? She could be looking in at him, you know, more like this kind of feel. I'm not sure. I don't know what the right call is here. But when she's like this, it feels like she's concerning, like she's almost gonna put her hand on his shoulder or his back to say like there, it's okay or something. And I think maybe they're more confused about why the other character would be frustrating. But this is such a large. So back to this, which is kind of like where all this started. This is such a large, aggressive kind of thing, and this character like is retreating kind of out of fear or something from it. And then okay, so the reason why I think that maybe the best thing is to get away is like his vocal performance doesn't really support it. and then her whispering afterwards in this gesture doesn't, like, all the fear she had of him kind of like aggressively leaning in is gone. So it's like the vocal performance doesn't support that choice. So I would like think about that choice and if it's really necessary and what it really adds, you know. It could be better at the end here where Winter's getting aggressive with the other character, but again, like I don't know, maybe you don't need it. Maybe just the frustration of the impossibility of getting an answer out of that character is enough. You know what I mean?
Brussels, then on to Dusseldorf Wednesday morning. Wow, busy schedule. What do you do? Then home again for 2 days, then back to bloody New York again. What do you do for a living? I don't know.
He only asked, "What do you do?" like twice. So, and then the second time is when he gets his answer of "I don't know." So I think also that's why it feels weird that he gets so frustrated.
No, Monday night. Fly to Brussels, then on to Dusseldorf Wednesday morning. Wow, busy schedule. What do you do? Then home again for 2 days, then back to bloody New York again. What do you do for a living? I don't know.
Yeah, so I think that's all that I really have on this. Like, I really like what you have. I like that you have Tomb Boom and that we can start, like, really locking down these poses and making them a little bit more, you know, solid and pay attention to, like, construction and all that stuff. But I think you're in a good spot. The braid with how you're treating it, this will be my last comment. And I don't know if now matters. At this stage it matters, but the braid feels like really stiff, you know, and I know you don't have breakdowns and stuff, but when you get there, like, this is nice for the braid, and then we're going to need to describe, you know, maybe it gets to here and you're going to need that like in between stuff where it's like this. You know what's up. I think that you know what's up about this stuff, you know what I mean? Like, that's going to be a lot of like overlap and follow through kind of animation to pay attention to. I'm assuming that's braid, or it's a big hair mass, or it's some part of the anatomy that flows behind. This is going to be nice, Emily. Keep up the good work. Keep, you know, try to, like, it's good to have roughs. Like, I like your roughs or your storyboard drawings, but, like, you know, try to start locking down some of the stuff with, like, a little bit more solidity, a little more anatomy, you know, like, get your hand poses, like, fully drawn how you're going to want them to be, you know, because right now, like, hand poses like this are a little tough, you know. I know what you're going for, and these are appropriate for storyboards, but yeah, like for anim keys, make sure that you're getting, you know, that you're like really working through like your masses and make sure that they're all like staying consistent and all that stuff, so that when you get to like your cleanup stage and stuff, it's not just like figuring everything out from like really rough stuff. Yeah, anyways, great stuff, great work. I can't wait to see how you progress. Okay, keep it up.